Good afternoon and welcome to episode 17 of the Crypto Market Update. I'm Allen Wazny and we've got the newly designed logo with Mark. Mark, say hello. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, that's right. It's been a while, man.
9th of January. We're just, as I said, this is episode 17. And Mark, I just wanted to make sure for the viewers and listeners out there, all discussions in this episode are for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon as legal, business, investment, or tax advice. We do put that in the show notes. Mark, this has been an incredible couple of weeks since we last, actually it's been
Exciting couple weeks. That's right.
It's 31st of December. So Mark, let's go right to the chart. So we got to
Right
go right
to
to
the
the charts.
You're not messing around. Okay. Let's go. Let me share my screen here. Sure. Yeah. All right. Can you see my screen?
I can. So this is,
Can you see it now?
I've never been a Bitcoin maximalist, or I've just always been crypto, right? But I mean, obviously Bitcoin has been the focal point, and it's 15 years. It had its 15-year anniversary. So what is the 15th
That's right.
anniversary?
It did,
I don't know
man.
when. I think it was the white paper came out in January 2008 or something like that. So
Wow. That makes sense.
2009.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
it's
crazy.
2009. I can't, something
And
like
it's still, this is like shout out to all the people that said Bitcoin was a fad. This is it right here. Bitcoin 47,000. I mean, you know what? Just for I don't know if this is a PG podcast, so I won't. Just for fun, we can go. Oh, that's right. It only started storing data here, 2017.
that
What?
thing. Yeah.
Bolshevik.
Bullshit.
But if you
I
go
like
all the
it.
way back, yeah, they only started storing data on Yahoo 2017. But I mean, you can go all the way back when Bitcoin was like, couple $100, right?
But did it hit 47 right now? Because it was this morning it hit
Yeah.
47. Whoa,
This is
Mark, it's going to
accurate.
48. It's
47,000.
47.9 on Bitcoin. It popped 1,000.
Is it?
Something
Let's see.
happened.
I mean, Yahoo might be a little bit delayed, I think. Let's
Mark,
see. Let's
something
do it.
must have happened in the last hour because
Bitcoin's it's showing
I think the
46,000
ETFs,
on
I'm
coin
looking at
market
Bitcoin
cap.
market cap. It's
Yeah.
47.5.
So
So okay.
okay, here we go.
Anyway.
47.5. Yeah. 47.5. There you go. Let's see the update here. Oh, yeah. One of these. Look at this arbitrage. Oh my gosh.
Something's happened. Something
Yeah.
must have been the news. I bet you the SEC
Nah,
approved
man, it's bullish.
ETF.
It's been bullish signals for like so long. I mean, look at the charts, man. It's like it's just been chomping to explode, right? And I think what it is, it's all these institutional investors that have been wanting to dump money into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Now that they're hearing that these spot
Well,
ETFs
that was
are
a pop because it just went back
yeah.
down. Mark, it just went back down to 46.8. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's kind of
it's volatile.
yeah.
She's a volatile one. Yeah.
So let's just analyze, before you and I get too excited. I mean, I tend to get excited about some of these. Let's just see what's happened. Show us the candlestick, in San Francisco,
Yeah.
Candlestick Park. Well, Mark is going to coin this the Cayman Islands Park.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, just checking my email here. Okay, nice, excellent. All right. Yeah. So you can see. I mean, I'm looking at the monthly view right here. So
Yeah.
you can see like, man, this is like really, when they started talking about these spot ETFs, this is like October, right? And look at this, like it's just been popping, and they can't even catch itself. It's just been ripping. Like, I mean, not to get too technical with this like shaded area here with these black bands, it's a Bollinger Band.
Yeah.
That's what they call it. So it kind of like assesses your like volatility within like this frame, I guess, or like these parameters. But you can see like if it's outside of the bands, like this is like massive bullish momentum right now. And I mean, I think you're gonna see it like look at the last time it did this. It was like 2020 where it just popped, right?
Yeah.
And I think eventually you're gonna see a red candle coming down here.
Mark, it's really weird. Like this coin market cap
This is monthly. Like this
popping
has
all
been
over, Mark. It went
bullish.
down to 45. It
Yeah.
was as high as 47.9, and now
Are you watching the daily or the
I'm just
the
looking.
minute
I'm
chart?
just literally on my app.
Yeah. I mean, if I were like, I mean, if you're gonna start following it, I would do like, wow. I mean, we can go the next 5 to it.
It's really
But I
jumping
mean,
up and down. I don't understand what's going on
yeah.
on
Just gonna
some
refresh.
volatility. Did they have
We
a?
don't have Bitcoin on here. Yeah, you can look at like I mean, I would look at like Binance, right?
Well, I'm on the
Like,
Coin Market Cap, which is owned by, which is
well, yeah,
owned.
but I mean, if you're like actually gonna be fully, like, I would be falling on Binance because like all of if you're looking like in terms of price feeds,
Yeah,
like Binance is gonna have this is like the
real
price
time
of
on their
Bitcoin.
exchange.
Yeah. This is like because you're if you're buying, especially if you get into like futures and stuff, this is like most price feeds are probably referencing Binance at some point, right? Just
Yeah.
making sure they all have to be pretty tight, the feeds. I mean, if you're looking at it, I would say,
So let's
just
go
because
back
they're
to
so
that
big.
band because you were talking about the Bollinger Band. What are you seeing, like the technicals there? Because it's interesting. You're seeing something. There's
Oh,
that
it's
big.
just it's outside the bands, right? So this is like
Okay.
essentially like your volatility, right? You're seeing it outside of like if it's
20K.
outside of the bands, it's just like massive bullish. Like normally it should be trading within these bands, so you can see here where it kind of touches on the
Oh, okay.
outside a
Yeah.
little bit,
Yeah.
right? But this is like not unprecedented, but when you see moves like this is massive bullish signal, and I'm on the monthly view, right? So like the last 4 months have just been bullish as hell for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Um, and like you can see, like I was saying here, so you can see the last time it was super bullish, 2020, where it really was ripping it here, right? Something similar. I mean, it was a little bit more bullish here, but you can see like similar charts, like it's just really ripping it and is above the Bollinger Bands, right? And eventually, at some point, it's gonna like level itself out, where you can see here it comes back down, touches the
Well, that's
moving
what they talk
average.
about. Like the several different guests on the on podcast, the TechCrunch Chain Reaction podcast. That the
Let
guests
me
are all
see.
talking about it'll. The normal patterns are it goes up and comes back down. But
Yeah,
this year is
but
unusual. Mark, there are 10 plus applicants. And
mhm.
that this is the guy who said normally ETFs, there's maybe three or four for any new ETF. There are 10 plus. This is even unprecedented. So I think the circumstances have changed in terms of, I mean, this is my own personal view, but I'm like, yeah, but the past, there wasn't as many people talking about Bitcoin, being involved in Bitcoin, trading Bitcoin, and or cryptocurrencies. There's 25,000 plus altcoins, right? I mean, it's a different
Yep.
market than it was over the last 15 years.
100%. Yeah, I mean it's like well, no matter what, like the market, I think like you're gonna see, and I mean they said like upon the approval of those spot ETFs,
Yeah,
you should see 50 to 100 billion inflow into Bitcoin. 50 to 100 billion, right? That's massive. I mean that's gonna push the price up massively. But yeah, I mean it always fall no matter what, like even if once those spot ETFs get approved,
yeah.
no matter what, it's always gonna follow these patterns, right? I mean even if, no matter
Sure.
what, like no
There'll
matter
be
how
a
many people,
normalize. It'll kind of normalize for a
yeah,
bit. It'll go up and pop, and then it'll kind of normalize. Yeah, you're probably right.
it's the market makers, man. That's what
Yeah,
they do, right? They'll
yeah,
just it won't go up infinitely, even if there's massive buying pressure. I would assume like if not this month, next month, it might pop a little bit more, but in the coming months, I think we're gonna see a red candle coming down here
sure.
in a monthly, right? But the good news is like it's gonna find support at its this is 9 day moving average, which is where it found
9
support
days.
last
It's
time,
like it's
and it's at 35,000, right? So I would be very surprised to see Bitcoin go lower than like 35,000. And if it does dip, like if you see like a red candle coming down, it hits like
yep,
35,000, that's a buying point, in my opinion.
sure.
That's the time to grab some more bags of Bitcoin because you're gonna see it going back up. Man, there was like some other I saw. I don't know if it was Citibank or there's some other. They're calling like for 200,000 Bitcoin by 2025. So I mean, that's like a 5x from its current or 4x from its
That's
current
right.
point, right
That's
now,
right.
right? So I would be
Well, I
grabbing
see you've
more
got on
bags. If
there. So
there's
not GDPTC. Is that grayscale? I see that on the.
grayscale,
So
yeah, but I
grayscale.
mean, I think they're just you're holding, yeah. Let's see.
It's a proxy for Bitcoin, right? But they were saying the guy was saying this morning, the one of the Bloomberg analysts. I was listening to the podcast, and he said grayscale, unlike everyone else, is already there. He said it's like coming to a knife fight with a gun because they're
Hmm.
fully loaded. Because if they convert right over, they have a massive market already who are in Bitcoin from their existing. So that
Yeah.
he was talking about the SEC might be inclined to delay their application by a week to 10 days to give the others at least a fighting chance. I mean, it's interesting that it's almost political, right? Grayscale's
Yeah,
been
of
there
course,
for a
always
while.
political.
Yeah.
Always comes down to money, Al, and who's
Yeah.
getting the most money.
So
But
is it,
anyway, I'm still saying like very bullish on Bitcoin. I
yeah.
mean, look at this. This is a weekly chart. It's just been ripping it like nonstop. You just this is a if we were gonna draw like everyone loves these trend lines. So I think it's
Yeah.
stupid because I mean you can draw a trend line anywhere you want, but like if we are gonna draw a trend line here, I
But
mean
that
look, this is
dragon's
just
gonna go,
up.
yeah. That
This is going
dragon's
up.
going
That's
up.
it.
That's going up
That's
to the
all it's
head of
doing.
the
It's going
dragon,
up. Yeah.
the head of the
So
giraffe. I don't know, whatever reference you can make. So,
right. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's we're
or a
gonna see
hockey
this
stick. If you're a
continuing.
left-handed
This
hockey stick, right? That's a left-handed
right.
shot. That's exactly what that is. It's a hockey stick going up. A
Right.
left-handed shot. Right-handed shot would be the other way.
Exactly. And see a left-handed hockey stick.
Because when people make that reference, right, they got to make sure you understand what, the hockey stick to which direction it's sitting. But this is a dragon's, this is like the head of the dragon, or it's going towards the head of the dragon.
That's it. It's just been ripping it. Yeah, I think
Okay.
we'll at some point in the next like few weeks or month, whatever, we're gonna see some red candles. But that in my opinion, if you see like Bitcoin selling off, that's an entry point if you have not bought Bitcoin yet.
You heard it there. It's not advice, but it certainly is a sage
Yeah,
sort of
100%.
recommendations or guidance or to consider, strongly consider.
Yeah, that's just my own opinion. I
Yeah.
mean, that's not financial advice. But yeah. Anyway, should we move on to the
Let's move
news?
on to some articles. Let's see
All
the
right.
news. I mean, spot Bitcoin, the ETFs have been a big news. And
Yeah, that's on here.
one of the things that came up,
Oh,
I'll let you cover the articles. One of the funny
yeah.
announcements I came up with this morning, or one I came up with, it was talking about some Bitcoin ordinal. So that's going to be interesting.
Mhm.
All right. So Mark, you go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't read the full article here, but they're saying it's supposed to be by Wednesday. Has circled everyone in the world circled Wednesday on their calendar. So let's see. I mean, you know what? I wouldn't hold my breath, but it's all that's all it takes, man, is like that first approval, and you're gonna see Bitcoin rip it again. But and I mean that's just because of all the incoming funds, right? That's coming
Yeah.
in, that's popping the price up. But it's like I said, the next few weeks, probably month, you'll see a red candle on that chart, and that's a good entry point in my opinion. But anyway, so that's that one, and this one I also thought was pretty cool. So Van Eck, so they're pledging 5% of potential spot Bitcoin ETF profits to Bitcoin core developers at Brink. So that's cool. Like
What's Brink? I've never heard
they're
of Brink. What is that?
yeah. I mean, I'm also not 100% sure. Brink Sport. Yeah. That's I should have done some more DD on that. I had originally just read it as Bitcoin core developers. I missed the at Brink part, but since we're here, that's just curious to see like Bitcoin.
Brink Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Nice. See, it's another
Yeah.
developer focused only on
Or
Bitcoin.
specifically on Bitcoin. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, very nice. Very nice. That's what I thought it was. I mean, I thought it was like some kind of, but because I mean, no one like there isn't, because
Well, Van
Satoshi's
Eck
not.
is a big hedge fund, right? They're one of the larger hedge funds out there.
Yeah. So I mean, that's good. That's cool. That's they're gonna have some support for the Bitcoin network. Anyway, so that's that. And then, oh yeah. Ooh, sorry, moving on the other way. This was the right way. Fox Corporation collabs with Polygon Labs to launch blockchain-based media platform. So I
Oh,
mean, another massive bullish, adoption. It cracks me up, man. You always have like the naysayers, like the last like 5 years or four. I mean, when we start kicking off on Crypto 528 back in the day, they're like, "Oh, don't invest in that. It's gonna be Bitcoin's a fad, crypto's a fad, it's never gonna stick around." And it's like here we are, 4 years later, Bitcoin's almost at all-time high again. And we got
no, but
big
again,
corporations like Fox creating their own blockchain networks. It's just you always have like the pessimists,
but
but
look,
those are like
you're
the
right. It's
guys.
like the guy said this morning on the podcast. He said, "Yeah, but Gensler's going to step in and kibosh these, but he's like, where's it coming
Yeah.
from? There's no credibility. He
No, I
said
know.
for the last
They're
6
they're just
months.
pessimists, man. You know,
No,
they're
but
just
so the
like
people out
they're
there.
just
But
haters.
when I look at right on the side there, Mark, you got Curve
Mm,
Finance set to integrate Zeta Chain. I mean, there's so many builders, right? Curve,
yeah.
when I heard about Curve, that was to staking.
Mm,
I get it. When you get people like Fox, okay, people can look at the negative, oh, they're very, they're conservative, very conservative network. But to me, that's just adoption. It doesn't matter
I mean, dog.
what your political references are and where it's just, hey, these guys see the value and they're Polygon's a major player in the space. So the platform called Verify, great. Let them have another platform. I mean, you can put aside political aspirations and just say, hey, this has utility, right?
Exactly. That's exactly it, man. Well, I mean, it's got to have like some kind of use for it, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this is always good signs to see. You know, once you get like the big corporations involved, like it's not going anywhere.
Well, you and I
Um,
did what a year and a half ago. We did one of the crypto coach episodes we did. We focused on, you remember the top 100. We should look at that again and see where
mm,
they are or find ones because that to me, there was a lot, Mark. You're not even, some of these companies out there, they're just building. They don't care what's going
yep,
on to the top side
that's
or the
it.
the macro picture. They're building,
Oh,
they're
I remember
grinding it
that.
out.
Like it was all the funds that had invested into projects, right?
That's
That's
right.
what. Yeah,
The bidlers, right? There's the bid.
yeah.
I wonder whether we should look. We'll get back. We'll hash that out.
Get
We'll
that
bring
chart up
out.
again.
We'll see where those bidlers are today, right? So
Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. I like that.
okay. So what else have
Um,
you got here, Mark?
yeah. So also, I mean, here's Ether ETF. This was is likely coming. So they're saying like like Ethereum or like Ether ETF. So will
Yeah,
likely be following Bitcoin. So also good news for Ethereum, man. I personally love Ethereum. I think it's a great. If you're gonna own assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's always in there, right? I think Ethereum's
insane how
always a
much
good
is.
hold.
There was an article. I
Yeah,
think I shared it with you, and they were talking about Solanity,
right.
Solanity,
Solana like questionable to me. I mean, maybe you're not,
Solanity.
maybe not. Who knows? It's
No,
it's
but it
hot
was
right now, but
interesting. It was just saying about all there was 4 things of what the differentiator with with the ETH, right? I don't want to go
mhm.
into it now, but it was interesting. It was a great read. I'm like, you could be a Solana maximalist, but if you look at some of the compelling what's going on in the ETH space, so maybe we'll bring that up as another something to share. But
Yeah,
okay, so
absolutely.
going the same, they're going to get into SEC approval as well.
Exactly. And then we got continuing from our last episode, we were talking about Celsius, the 2023 recap. So they've got unstaking ETH holdings for creditors to ensure ample liquidity. So they're finally what I'm surprised that they haven't like done this earlier,
I think it's like
Okay, they
400
filed for
million or
bankruptcy
something,
in
right?
2022, I guess. So it's been a
No,
year.
but take the courts, right? The legal and all the unbundling.
Yeah,
But I think
all
it's
that
like
mumbo
400
jumbo.
million. They're releasing something like 400 million.
200,
Maybe I'm
yeah,
wrong.
200. Okay, no, no.
Maybe I'm
Does it
wrong.
say on here? Oh, that's it. I don't
So
know.
out there, folks, for those watching, Mark does not do his homework. He looks at these 5 minutes before. I just want to put him, I'm just calling you out, Mark.
No, I mean, like, I don't know how much was unstaked or on here. It doesn't say in the article, but they're saying okay, 58 is custody. Well, the court categorized as custody assets, but no, it doesn't say like exactly the value of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just thought it was interesting to follow
All
up
right.
from Celsius, yeah, from our last episode, and that is pretty much it from me from my side today.
Okay, Mark.
Hmm. I'll stop sharing.
Oh,
Yeah.
she wants. Okay, so I've got a few articles, funding
Mm-hmm.
announcements, actually 3, and I want to share. I want to just find them here because I think there's worth. Where's my share? I need to share my screen, Mark. I haven't done this in a while.
Oh,
I haven't.
there's a green button that says
I
share
just need to
screen at
push
the
to share.
bottom.
No, I was giving you the right to share screen,
Oh,
and
I see, I see.
it wasn't.
Okay.
So now I need to find. Let me just before I share it because I got to find the article. Here we go. It's right here. That's why it's not showing. It's okay. So let's share that. Here we are. Okay. So you can see that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Ooh, I like it.
Okay. So this one,
Cumulus.
why
Is
I
it
like this one,
cumulus or cumulus? How do you say it?
Cumulus. So they call it cesspool, like a cess, CESS.
Oh, a cesspool.
Um,
A cumulus cesspool.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
cumulus. I think it's cumulus, Mark. Let's go
Oh,
with that.
cumulus, not cumulus.
You read, first of all, there's 13 different investors just in this article, and this is
Mhm.
Series A, so I got to imagine there's probably a few behind, but past. And there was they just sort of this multiple thing, and it was hard for me to capture it into a slide, but essentially they're solving some problems, and the data ownership protection, secure data sharing, and keep anonymity. And then this other one was called the minor dilemma. And I wish I could dig in more, but it's like this multi-tech integration. And I know you with the SwapAcross, the crypto X528, you were showing some of the security features and they'd be able to without bridge, and like these are some
Mhm.
almost leading edge. It's like the next level. When I read this, I'm like, whoa, right? And 8 million might
Mhm.
doesn't do this justice, but I think these guys, with all the investors behind them, some of them I never even heard of. There's something here. So I'll share that article, and you
Mhm.
can. They're in Singapore, right? And Singapore is definitely a hub of creativity, and it's only the country I think is 5 million people alone, or the city. There's a lot of money and a lot of creativity there. So I'm like, what is this? And you really, when you read it, you're like, whoa, it's a lot. And I think
Hmm.
it's not like they're trying to be all in it. They're just combining different, technology together. And it says it in the article. All right. So
Nice.
let's,
I like the banner there. Web3 blockchain DEX DAO DeFi. That's it.
okay. And the next one is addressable. And
Mhm.
this, I,
6 million seed.
they got 6 million seed, and it's kind of, Bitcraft Ventures is in there, and Fabric Ventures, which
Mhm.
they're not really. I've heard of Fabric well before crypto, and it
Mhm.
seems to be they must be doing something right. So I think
Okay.
Fabric Ventures,
Interesting.
they're more of this mainstream kind of tech investor. But one thing
Mhm.
they're doing is it's allowing access of the functionality of a crypto wallet to 400,000 websites. And doesn't say exactly what they do, but they're
I'm looking
marketing
at their
advertising.
website right now. The most effective Web3 user acquisition in 3 steps. Okay. Interesting. I'll check it out.
So it says it allows distributed distribution or distribute. I really didn't understand it. I was trying to capture that in this. I think what crypto wallet functionality across 400K websites, meaning probably allowing people to exchange fiat, but didn't say it. I was looking for that word where you could exchange fiat and use your crypto wallet. I can't imagine what else, right? Why else?
Yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't seem like they have a wall. It looks more like user acquisition, but I gotta dig a little more deeper into it. It's
But
like
it's got
marketing.
a
Yeah,
couple
it's
key
like
investors, but it said some other unnamed, strategic investors that said in the announcement. So
mhm.
addressable, allowing addresses. Maybe it's the name is sexy, but Los Angeles, where you've got a lot of you've got a lot of
Interesting.
non-tech people there, right? Hollywood and
Yeah.
stuff. So all right, and the
Hmm. Yeah.
last one goes to one of my articles the other day, or one thing, something I posted on kind of the educational side. What's an ordinal? It's basically Bitcoin's NTF, taking that digital
You mean
property.
NFT?
Yeah, but it's on Bitcoin, on the Bitcoin network. So art on Bitcoin is basically how they describe it.
Right.
And they also said they've created I don't know if the word, I can't remember the word exactly, but they are almost a gold standard, this meta good, the gold standard for ordinals, the ordinals protocol. So
Mhm.
it's, you
Curious.
know, I heard about the
Meta
ordinals.
good.
They talked about the year in wrap up on the Unchained podcast. There's 3 or 4 guys that they get together
Art.
every other on the Unchained, but for 2000 they were talking about ordinals, and they said like NFTs in 2021, they will
Mhm.
die off. 99% of them will die, but people like this, if you go to MetaGood, investors, the who's who in crypto, it says that's the article says it, but then you read. I'm gonna just I don't know if I can. I'm not going to share the screen on this one, Mark, but I'm going to read it because
Mhm.
it's like let me just
Yeah.
find let me just
Checking it out
find
now.
it.
All right.
So it's look at some of the names. So Dapper Labs, you probably heard of Dapper Labs. You probably heard
That'd be familiar.
the Sandbox. So Dapper Labs did
Mhm.
the NBA's Top Shops, the NFTs way back when. That's
Oh,
Dapper
okay. Yeah.
Labs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're out of Vancouver. There's an actor called Woody Harrelson's part on the cap table. BTCC,
Wow.
which is that great? Is that grayscale? BTCC?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Litecoin, a founder of Litecoins, Tribe Capital, Animoca Brands. These are the people that are, Algorand, one of the guys, a founder of Algorand. Their cap table is huge. Morgan Creek
Crazy.
Capital, which you might not remember Morgan Creek Cap, but the guy named he had a 3 days stint, the founder of Morgan Creek Capital. I think that's I'm pretty sure that's Morgan Creek. But anyway, that's a big name.
Yeah.
So there's some pretty big names here, Mark, that are backing this. And that just tells me one thing, that they get it. They see what they're doing. They know the tech.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. There's going to be some marketplace on the Bitcoin network, right? So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Very curious.
So that's taking art, given
them.
the digital art, given the, for artists, focused on artists. And they have this thing called On-Chain Monkey, Bitcoin ordinal.
I wonder what the fees must be to like get those on chain though. It's got to be outrageous unless they're using like Lightning Network or something. But very curious. Yeah.
All right, Mark. Well, that's pretty much for me. I'm going to stop sharing. Any last words from the SWAT? You've got the new logo.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And when are we going to learn more? When are we going to see some of the what's up? What's new on what's
SwapAcross?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, new website should be coming out the next. Well, hopefully this coming week. Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, just stay tuned. We got some stuff in the works, but not that I don't want to say too much yet. And yeah, just stay tuned. Stay tuned
Mark,
for the next episode.
It's been great. Episode 17. Thank you for it's been a great episode. So next week.
Always a slice. All right, buddy. All right. Next week we're doing planks.